Alright, so you may be wondering who's crazy enough to want to go stand in the stream all day in the middle of winter. And that's me and my advisor, apparently. And we do this because I studied the nitrogen cycle. And just to take a quick step back, who's put fertilizer on their garden to help their plants grow? One of the reasons that works is because that fertilizer contains nitrogen, which is important for all living things, as it's an essential part of proteins and enzymes. But not everything always gets fertilized. So where do those things get their nutrients and their nitrogen from? The most of the nitrogen on Earth is actually in the atmosphere and in the air you breathe. But that nitrogen is not usable by most organisms. So we have certain types of microbes that can take that nitrogen from the atmosphere and make it usable to themselves and other organisms through eating them. One thing you might be familiar with is legumes. Farmers will often plant them in their fields. That will put nitrogen in the soil, which will help crops grow the next year. Another organism that can do that lives in streams and lakes, and that is cyanobacteria, or blue-green algae. They can bring nitrogen in from the atmosphere and make it available to the rest of the stream ecosystem. But we have a huge problem with too much nutrients in the system right now. Who's heard of the Lake Erie algal bloom that shut down the water supply? That was due to too many nutrients and part nitrogen being in the water. So we need some things to complete that cycle and remove it from the ecosystem and put it back in the atmosphere. And those are called denitrifiers. And those denitrifiers will actually use that nitrogen in the system in the place of oxygen and release it back as gas into the atmosphere. So we need both these nitrogen fixation and denitrification to occur in a balance. And the rates can occur differently throughout time and space. So one thing I'm doing is I'm going out throughout the year to sample nitrogen, and I'm traveling across the US to sample these rates too and see how they balance. Then finally, I want to see how those cycles affect other organisms in the system. Cyanobacteria produce toxins, which a lot of organisms can't eat. So I'm going and sampling, looking at those organisms and things that can potentially eat them, or looking at how the nitrogen that is fixed by those cyanobacteria can get to the rest of the ecosystem. So my advisor is really not that mean. We are just studying an important cycle in nature. Thanks.